Step number 3 is called measure and price. I call this the time step because every one of the purposes has something to do with time. The first purpose of step number 3 is to give the customer time to call the reference list. What that means is we're going to step away and go and measure or go and inspect our job, take our video or whatever we need to do to give the customer private time to call our reference list. When I say call our reference list, we want them to go back inside or to go into another room and actually call the references and check and see what type of work you did. Were they happy with the work? We need to give them private time so that they can ask the customers anything that they want, so that they feel like they get inside information and they feel like they're able to make an educated decision and they've had the actual help of someone that's experienced exactly what they're going through. That's how they react, like a referral. So I want to give them time, 5 to 10 minutes, enough time to make at least 2 or 3 phone calls. So that first purpose, give them time to call the reference list. The second purpose of step number 3 is to take time to strategize. What I mean by take time to strategize, we know what their objections are. We've looked at their project. We know what they need. We know now what we've got to do is just take a few minutes, put together a strategy on exactly how we're going to overcome that objection, knowing exactly which of the 10 steps we need to focus on to be able to overcome that objection. Each step has its own purposes and its own things that it tries to overcome. So if I know what their objections are, I know exactly which step I need to pinpoint to make sure that I overcome that objection. So I just want to take time to strategize and set that up. The third purpose is I want to kill the dead time. What is dead time? Dead time is where you're sitting in front of the customer, figuring up a price, and they're just sitting there waiting on the price. It's dead time. There's no time, there's nothing going on except anxiety. That customer's starting to wonder. The longer it takes you to figure the price, the longer that customer starts to think of every reason why they can't do it. The problem, most sales systems, most customers are sitting there when you figure the price. And it's usually done after you've done your presentation, which kills the buzz of the presentation. You've done everything you can to get that customer excited, and then you take time to figure the price. It brings them down. It brings their excitement level down. We want to kill that dead time. So we figure our price before we even do our presentation. That way, as soon as our presentation is over, we give them the price when they're the most excited. What a lot of sales guys will do is they'll go through their presentation, they'll sit in front of the customer and they'll say, okay, well, let's see what you picked out, and they'll start to figure up the price. Well, what they don't realize is that time makes that customer starts to feel anxiety, and then it makes them start to think of why they can't do it, and then the objections start to come. It's kind of like they start hearing that Jeopardy music in their ears. You're sitting there figuring the price, and they're dun, 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 dun. And now they start wondering, oh, how much is this going to be? We're not going to be able to afford it. Hey, I got kids going to college. They start thinking of all the reasons they can't do it. But if we kill that dead time, they're the most excited. They're thinking about how great this project's going to be, and then we give them the price. We have less opportunity to get objections and more opportunity for them to say yes. And that's the key to step number 3. Let's review. First, we want to give them time to call the reference list. This kills multiple objections. This kills the objection of, hey, we got to check your company out. Hey, they get a chance to talk to people that's done the work. They don't need to check out your company. This kills the objection of, hey, you know what? We want to talk to somebody before we commit to this. They get a chance to talk to somebody. The second purpose is to give yourself time to strategize. We know the objections. Now let's put a game plan together so that we can kill those objections, so that when we give them the price, there's nothing they can say but yes. Third, we want to kill the dead time. Kill the dead time means figure the price, have your drawings, have everything already done, project laid out, everything set out so that there's no dead time and you don't lose all the excitement you spent your entire presentation to create in just a few minutes by letting that customer sit there while you figure the price. We want to give it to them when they're the most excited. It gets you the best results.